Earlier this morning, when I was walking over from the house to the church, I was reminded when I was a freshman in college in the Twin Cities, during the month of January, it didn't get above zero. And I thought, I'm living in a tundra. How do we people do it? Well, the people of Minnesota taught me you got to dress for winter. You can't be doing just halfway. So after Mass this morning, I was talking to a set of parents here whose daughter goes to St. Benedict's University outside of St. Cloud, Minnesota. And they were telling me that tonight is the annual Mass on the lake. There's a lake by St. John's University that tonight they're going to have Mass outside on the lake. And they said the predicted temperature tonight is 19 below zero. So can you imagine? I can't. It's hard enough just being outside a little while. But again, you learn how you live where you're at. And for the people up there, it's truly understood. Well, today in the gospel, we hear about a man who has leprosy, skin disease. It's something that most of us are not aware of because, again, we don't see that so much a part of our world here, our experience here today. But imagine at the time of Jesus, if you had that skin disease of leprosy, it was said, as we heard in the first reading today, you were considered unclean. Now, that doesn't mean unclean in terms of washing. It means because of your illness, your disease, you were to be kept away from people. And as we hear today, it's the priest at the synagogue who tells you, you can't enter the synagogue. You shouldn't be with your family. You shouldn't live in your village. You're to stay away. We want the synagogue to be for those who are holy and without any illness. And so today, when Jesus is with this leper, this man who has the skin disease, we hear something very different that teaches us about God and Jesus as the Son of God. This man comes to him, and he doesn't say, make me clean. He says, if you wish it, I can be clean. I can be cured. That's the way to pray to God. And Jesus, as the Son of God, responds. He says, I do will it, be made clean. But there's something in between you may not have caught, very important. He touches him. Now, what's so important about that? If anyone touches a leper, they also are unclean. They also should not be going to the synagogue to pray. They also should be an outcast. Jesus touches him. He shows he is with those who feel on the outside. He shows that those who feel abandoned, those who are isolated, those who cannot be with family, with community, with their village. And so they're a very important lesson for you and me in this experience of Jesus today. And that is, God is always coming to those who feel excluded, not part of the family, not someone who others can relate to or connect with. As we're about to begin the season of Lent, I would encourage you to be aware, who might it be that you could extend yourself with them, especially during these 40 days, this long, hard part of the winter, this time of the pandemic. Who is it who might be, let's just say, in a nursing home or assisted living facility, who have been almost now 11 months where they've been restricted, so they've hardly seen anyone, who dire situation want to connect with someone else? Who is the relative that we have that people almost forget about? Who is it, the neighbor, who you know hardly anyone's coming in and out of their home or their apartment, and they would appreciate so much somebody stopping over, bringing something to them, dropping by a note, making a phone call, sending an email, writing a letter, praying for them. In fact, telling them that, I want you to know, I'm keeping you in prayer. You're not forgotten. You're not overlooked. Who is it at work who others find it hard to connect with for whatever reason. What can we do to make a gesture, to make an effort, to include, even though it's difficult, not easy? And again, the list goes on, but I'd encourage you, as we're about to begin the season of Lent, what is it that we're going to give up? Yes, good. Make it a sacrifice. Don't make it convenient. What is it that we're going to do differently, more for someone? And again, this might be one of the ways to do it. But I encourage you to be aware, Jesus brought back those who felt so far away from others and from God. And he made them feel like they were back with the family, they were back home with God.